You think you know someone, right? You think they've got your back, but what happens when everything you've sacrificed for someone turns into a nightmare? I'm Eli, 32 years old, a guy who gets up every morning at 6 a.m. to grind it out in the financial sector in downtown Denver. Coffee in hand, jacket on, the sound of the subway beneath my feet, nothing special, another regular workday, at least, that's what I thought. I've got a decent life, though, a small apartment I've made my own, a job that pays the bills, and a family I care about deeply, but the truth is, I've been stuck in a cycle of giving everything I've got, my time, my energy, my trust. I've always been that guy who puts everyone else first, it's just who I am. But, not once did I ever imagine that trust would be shattered so completely, by the one person I'd always stood up for. It all started with Sophia, my best friend, my confidant, someone I thought I could count on. We met in college and kept in touch ever since. She's the kind of person who always seemed like she was just one step behind on her feet, but every time she stumbled, I was there, helping her back up. I spent months working late to help her out when she was struggling at her job. I used to cancel plans with my girlfriend, Maya, just to give Sophia the support she needed, and I'd be there, ready to pick up the pieces every time she failed. But now I can see it all. Sophia used me, she saw my loyalty, my willingness to sacrifice everything, and she took advantage of it. She would sit across from me, giving me that sweet, convincing smile, all while quietly taking what she wanted. "You're always so generous, Eli. I don't know how I'd manage without you," she'd say, but I never heard the real truth behind those words, the quiet manipulation, the growing sense of entitlement. And then one day, everything I feared came crashing down. It was a normal Tuesday, just another grind, nothing different. I was sitting at my desk when I received a notification, a video call. I answered, thinking it was Sophia, but what I saw made my stomach drop. The baby monitor I had bought for Maya and me to watch our newborn son went live, but instead of the peaceful hum of our child's sleep, I heard screaming, violent, terrified screams. I dropped my phone, my heart hammering in my chest. I ran out of the office, racing back to the apartment, my legs almost giving out. When I burst through the door, I found her, Sophia, standing there with my son in her arms. She had been watching Maya's every move, waiting for the perfect moment to step in, and then she said it, her voice as cold as ice. "I didn't think you'd mind, Eli. You've always been too busy to notice." I froze. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, betrayal, from someone I trusted with everything. I could feel my body burning with rage, but I wasn't going to let her see that. Instead, I calmly walked toward her, took my son from her arms, and turned to leave. She didn't stop me. Instead, she made one last attempt. "Eli, come on, you know what I'm offering. This is your chance to finally have everything you've wanted. Don't be stupid." But I didn't need anything from her anymore. She had crossed the line. I was done. That night, I made a call to a few key people. I wasn't going to confront her right away. No, I was going to let the truth unfold in front of everyone. My calmness, my restraint, would be my weapon. The next morning, the texts and calls started pouring in. Sophia was frantic, trying to fix things. "You can't just walk away from this, Eli. Think of the mess you're making. Don't do this to me." But I didn't respond, not a word. I knew exactly what I was doing. As the day went on, it became clear, she was unraveling, her professional life, her relationships, it was all starting to slip away. My silence was louder than any confrontation could have been. Then came the twist. A few days later, in the most public of settings, at a company event, I set the stage for her fall from grace. As Sophia took the stage to present, I ensured that a recording of the conversation from that day, her manipulative words and cruel intentions, was played for everyone. The crowd's reaction was immediate: gasps, murmurs, shock. Sophia's face went pale. She tried to save herself, but it was too late. The damage had been done. The public shaming was real. The crowd's reaction? Pure schadenfreude. People couldn't help but watch as her carefully constructed facade crumbled in front of them. Sophia lost everything, her job, her friends, her reputation, all gone in the blink of an eye. For me, though, it was different. As I sat there, reflecting, I realized I didn't feel satisfaction, I didn't feel joy, I felt peace, the kind of peace you only get when you finally put the past to rest and taken back control of your life. There was no need for more drama, no need for more conflict. I had learned the value of standing up for myself, and sometimes, that meant letting the truth expose the lies. So here I am, standing tall, with my son in my arms and Maya by my side. I learned that betrayal doesn't define who you are, it defines who they are, and it's a lesson I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. Have you ever had to stand up for yourself in the hardest of times? Let me know in the comments, and if you want more real stories like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. Stay strong, and remember, sometimes, the best revenge is simply reclaiming your peace.